forget exactly what we talked about the last time, but I was in the process of starting the arm bevel. Obviously, as you can see, I have finished it. Truth of the matter is, I finished it like 3 times. This is not an easy task. I think it would be easier if you used ebony or something that was easier to match the colors, and also the video that I included that showed Jeff Bamberg doing this arm bevel. He used a purfling or a binding strip that went down on the side as well as on the top. I didn't do that, so I had to blend this piece of cherry into this wingay, and there's with there not being a definitive border there, it made it very, very tough. If I did it again, I wouldn't recommend using cherry or doing it like that. But that's, I'll include some pictures of the finished product. But that's the finished product, and I'm not going to go into the how to do this because I included the video of Jeff Bamberg doing it. But at this point, the body is done, the rosette's done, the purfling's in, binding's all on, center box strip is done, and I have gone ahead and sealed it with a fairly thick coat of shellac. As a matter of fact, it's brushed on. It's not hand rubbed, it's brushed on, and most of that's going to get sanded off during the grain filling process. Especially with this wingay, because this is like some rough terrain. Anyway, one thing that needed to be done is still to cut the neck joint. And to cut the neck joint, I have this jig right here. Basically, the guitar body goes up into there. These slide in and hold that in place. Now, setup is very, very important. This template here is available from Stuart McDonald, and it comes with the 19-degree dovetail bit, and you get instructions on how to build this template, and also or this fixture, and how and you get 2 templates. This is for the dovetail on the neck, and this is for the dovetail on the body. Now, there is a center line marked on here. This is adjustable up and down for the depth of the cut. Dreadnoughts take a different depth of cut than does a OM. You can see I've already gone ahead and done this dovetail. There is a center line marked on here. I put the guitar in here, and I'll hold a straight edge on that center line, and eyeball my center line of the guitar, and I'll have it marked on both ends. I also have on the body of the guitar, I will have the depth marked of the depth of the cut. Now I go just under 3/4 of an inch. I also have the depth. I'll also have it marked for the depth where I want the joint to stop here. But now, once you've done a few of them, I have reference marks on here of where I want to rough in the body and where I want to finish out the body of an OM and also of a Dreadnought. Now, once this is in place, everything's centered up. You've got it fixed where you want the depth of cut this way. Excuse me. And you've got the depth of the cut established this depth. And you're ready to start cutting. Everything's set up and you're happy with your setup. When I start, I work my way, always being mindful of the rotation of the cutter so that you don't peel material off and split stuff. Now, obviously when you go into this cut, there's going to one direction you're going to have to go. You're going to have to be pulling away. So just go very, very slow. When I take this first cut here, I go very, very slow and just get through the top of the guitar and through the binding and through the surface that's going to be visible, so I get a good clean cut. Then I'll move over here and go and do the same thing on this other side. And then I just start and just slowly just taking small cuts, and take your time, because this will grab and I mean there's quite a bit of torque there. And then at the very end I will take a really good clean up cut, being very careful when you get down here to this very bottom of the dovetail, and that bit is cutting on almost from say 3 o'clock to 9 o'clock. There's that much of the surface is cutting into the wood. There's going to be a lot of torque and this thing's going to want to jump. So be very, very careful to move really slowly and get that cut nice and clean. Clean the edges up, and that will give you a good looking dovetail. That's being very careful to be mindful of center lines all the time. Everything's got to work off of a good center, and then once the neck is carved, I will discuss with you how to establish the how I do a neck joint. I've seen some people doing the neck joint. They would never get this far with the body of a guitar before they would already have the neck fitted to. I've seen some people fitting the neck to the sides before they ever even glue the top on. Just like I've always said, there's no one right way. It's just what you like, what works best for you, what you're most comfortable with is what works. Now I'm going to I'm going to grain fill this, and I'll talk to y'all about how I go about pour filling, and then there are some little gaps. So I noticed one that was pretty bad. Between the binding right here, I got a pretty deep crevice right there. Now I will go ahead and fill that with CA, and then scrape that level, and then reseal over that with some shellac and sand all this down. But it's oversimplifying how I do a dovetail neck joint, but I don't know. The setup is very important. I mean, like I say, there's all kinds of different ways to do it, but this is very important that you stay in the center. Very important how you approach this binding so you don't peel that off. As you'll see also, I have established where my bridge is going to go and the neck extension, and covered that with tape so that when I go to glue my bridge on and my neck on, I'm gluing bare wood to bare wood. I'm not gluing over finish. Also, you can see that I have taped up the sound hole. I've seen, I mean, one of the best things I've seen is a balloon, but then when you go to sand, you always pop the balloon, and my budget can't stand balloons. I can't buy balloons right now. I can't afford balloons. It's not really that bad. Another thing that I have seen is taking a small Tupperware bowl, like if you go to the deli or something at Walmart and they give you those really flimsy, I usually have one here, those really flimsy Tupperware bowls. You can take and stick a sponge down in the sound hole, and then collapse that bowl to where it'll fit through the sound hole. Stick it down in there, let it open up, and that sponge will shove it back up against the top, and that gives you a really good, nice seal that does a really nice job of keeping trash and stuff. And you know, you don't want after you've gone to all the trouble of sanding the inside of the guitar and kept it all nice and clean and good looking. Now at this point you don't want shellac or finish or anything dripping down in there because you'll never get it clean. It's always going to show, so you want to keep the inside of your guitar really clean. Thanks guys for watching. Talk to you again soon.